Hello YouTube, hello world. Hopefully this is coming through. We've tried to do a stream tonight and it wasn't working. Alright, perfect, looks like it's working now. I suppose we'll pop back up on Twitch. Since one of the things that I wanted to do there was work on the Twitch chat plugin. As usual, on this channel, cover web development and tap a little bit into WebGL, WebRTC, nodejs, and other such fun things. I do have some code changes to commit. Probably start there. It's a simple change here. If there's no audio output devices supported in the browser, we don't want to pull that in. It shouldn't be called screen devices though. Clearly see I came in here and copy and pasted because the code was quite similar. Clean that up. This is React. Get here, but I'll leave it now for right now. Quickly test. That's the server then. So it's like the server failed. Local. What else can we look at while we're cleaning up here? You never want to leave ugly conditions like that. I usually do that when I'm working on a feature. It's better just to gate them behind a config flag. So that's what we'll do here. What else do we have? Yeah, that's right. I wanted to move codec selection into settings for stream hosts. Just because each device is different. And I'm not exactly sure which codec works for best each device, but I think given a selection of some of the possibilities, and letting the user figure it out makes sense. Alright, that's right, we wanted to add in a new setting there. Let's remove this. Appreciate the like. I'm just about to hook up live chat into the avatar system. May as well do that now. To do that, just grab my video ID. This is on production. Pull up the room settings, dump it right in here. Increase it to 5-second delay. Don't want to blow up the API tonight. And hit start polling. And you see it says active. That means it works. We'll do a quick test from chat. Give it a second.
CodeLock says hello testing from YouTube.
Don't get too excited, it does run through moderation, both from YouTube and OpenAI. To commit code. Well, there's something pretty cool that I came across in Quest VR that I might show for a second as well. That's some controls button 2. Commit that. Local should be back up by now if nothing exploded. Yep, it's back up. Alright, I think my change was to the stream panel. Yep, to this. You should be able to see that, but you got all sorts of icons for your media devices. The one we just made a change to is audio output. I think it's a newer spec that was added to the browser. But that way you don't have to rely on system audio output. It's not supported on iPhone in the Safari browser though. Appreciate that, like. It's really good. Alright, carry on here. Made some UX improvements here for users on touch devices. Let's go ahead and commit that. I tested this already. So React Draggable is a pretty popular element dragging library. But when it comes to touch devices, it does interfere with tap events. So think close buttons and stuff like that. We also made a related change from catalog to, I think it was chat. Yes. So all I did was, instead of making it the whole model header was draggable, we just made the model title. There's no touchable elements inside of that. That's good. Once we're done committing all these changes to the build branch, I'll be able to fire off my Jenkins pipeline, and that will recompile the different parts of the project that are required. Everything other than server is pretty nice. I don't have to do any manual steps after that. What else do we have here? Okay, I'm not going to commit server changes though, so close that. I think that'll do it. So we just go ahead, push it up to the Git repo, and then I'll spawn off another screen here. So I have I think it's called a Blade server. It's pretty good. It's got 64 cores on it or something ridiculous. I run xgz in it. And since I don't have a license code for it, I'm limited to I think 8 cores per VM, but I run my build server at least locally, and then we push it off to Amazon, which I'll be getting off of. It's become so expensive for basic shite up there that it makes no sense. So the project we're looking for is the game project, which is technically the UI. Just you can see on my previous builds here. So I did some builds on my birthday. Good man. We're going to click build now. This is running right over here behind one of the cameras. There's a server with a lamp on it. Basically installs all the dependencies, satisfies those, populates the right environment file, and tires it up, and then FTPs it to the production or release server. Once that's done, we'll reload twice. That's a sweet number, and we'll have our changes up. And I'm going to have a quick look at this Twitch plugin I was working on, because it should be connecting. What's annoying about building plugins or stuff that interacts with chat on YouTube or Twitch, you basically have to be live to do it. Otherwise, they've got nothing to give you. And you can't really, unless you're a moderator, tap into someone else's channel. It's not happening. Gonna have to cram for work tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy, actually. In that environment, I'm working in Vue. I've never used it for personal projects. Okay. Oh, we want to check our build. All right, all done now. So everything's uploaded. We go ahead and reload. I think what we'll do is make a small modification for the window title so it shows which environment it's on, at least for me. So that way I can tell from a glance. Had a situation at work because got a big team there working on all sorts of stuff. And we have local test environments, we have production. And someone ran some code in production that shouldn't have been ran there. So one of the things I did to help with that was to make the background of the control panel like flash red. It made a lot of sense. I'm working with single page applications in web. There's a lot of caching mechanisms that you kind of have to bust through. And sometimes they'll change stuff up on you. Let's see. Yeah, this went through okay. Let me try out my phone real quick. And then we'll grab the Quest VR because I did want to get that in video. There was listings for Kynto in the app stores before a friend of mine kindly had those removed. That's much better. Let's try the catalog in here. Good. So originally I had these components right up here, the search and the inventory and catalog selector. It was all contained in the header, which is draggable, and that caused some issues. I do need to come in here and make some more changes. I'm not exactly happy with this. Let's black out cameras for a second and set up the thing I like to show you in Quest VR. For anyone wanting to ask or talk about coding, I stumbled into the right place, but I'll be right back.
I'd like to join Fever Dream Fairyland.
Codelic VR join stream new.
I'd like to join stream new.
Got a cool picture. Alright, let's check out what I had to show you on the Quest. This all works, right? You should be able to see it. Right, that's pretty cool. It's not tracking my hands, let's see. Alright, so I've stumbled across this while testing WebRTC up here. If it's not duplicating audio. Alright, we'll mute that for a second. Sorry about that, but yeah, so this is on the Quest 3. And it's picking up my mouth movements just through the microphone, and my hands has some cameras under the bottom. But essentially what's pretty cool about this is I see that like virtual YouTubing is a thing, which I find kind of interesting and crazy at the same time. The main thing I'm interested in is just getting projects I'm working in to kind of take advantage of features of stuff, even if I'm not going full 3D route yet, and definitely see a place for it. So obviously cut my hair, pretty funny, but fix everything up. Just real quick, can't share my desktop now. Pass through more than able to see some bloody spider webs, but what I get for living in Florida. So let me hang this up. ahead and share screen here. There you go. See my screen, you can see the virtual windows and all that crap. But this is one of the advantages of working with the web browsers. Any environment you're in, you're going to have access to, at the very least, a bunch of powerful tools, just at the very basics, WebSockets, WebRTC. But by integrating all that stuff, you also get to take advantage of emerging technologies as well. So I'll get this off my head. That was fun. I had to turn off the desk camera so you didn't see how silly that looked. But I do plan on doing a retest video, basically live coding, but using the virtual screens in the Quest 3. I think that'd be kind of fun. Alright, what else do we have to look at? Invalid token. Might have to block out another couple of views while I dig into this. I'm kind of pissed off it's not working. Because I do need to be live for it to work. My kind of thought process is here is first is we develop a library, just a single file that kind of can manage all the messages coming in, and then emit events back up to the Kynto plugin layer, which actually listens for them, injects them into a room, creates a virtual avatar for them. Let's live chat control that. Another project I wanted to do is for background music. For streams, and letting users at least skip or replay track within given roles. But yeah, let's take a look at these docs before I get crazy. We're using static auth provider. Okay, so I generated a client secret but not a token. So how do we get that token? Let's see what GPT has to say about this. Bloody dogs are trying to take out my iPad. Get. Dogs think I'm kidding when I kick them out of here, but I'm not. Get. Right, let me black out screen while I have a look at this. As usual, ChatGPT is hallucinated, giving me some bad info. Okay, so Twerple has a CLI tool to generate code here. Let's see if we can get that up. Screen is blacked. Okay. token provider. Let's see, that might work. We're just going to construct a URL with a token and key, and then it should redirect us back with that to broken localhost, but with a parameter in the URL, and that should contain the token. Okay, let's grab everything. Yes, we wanted to be able to send live stream chat messages and room messages and view them. Authorize. And we did get an access token. So should we pull this in now and get the screen back? Okay, so we have you. Yes. Get this populated. It's like the tokens associated with the user, not just the application. Okay, back to Twitch. Okay, let's try that. Cool, I think we're in business. All right. Wonder how often they rotate those. Go ahead. Hey Ash plays. It might have played a message for you, but I had Kynto muted. Cheers for reminding me of that. How are you doing? Just doing some testing of getting Twitch chat integrated to the live streams here, into the avatar chat, like YouTube is. All right, so we made some changes here. Got our token. Now we're running it. It does say we're connected to the Twitch chat. We go over there and try to send a message. It's a WebSocket. It should be damn near instantaneous, but not coming in, so we're gonna have to investigate. There we go. Coming in fast. See, the beauty of WebSockets is you don't have to poll. Like for YouTube, I have to sit there and ask the server so nicely. Like, hey, is there any live chat messages? And then by the time you're done making that request, someone else has already messaged, so you have to do it again. So we're going to be able to get this integrated pretty quickly. Perfect. That does mean we're going to have to hook into an event bus. Let's take a look at how I implemented YouTube. So I wrapped all the logic to actually get the chats in a library, basically. So the actual implementation in Kynto doesn't care about any of that. YouTube. So we're going to do something like this. There's a lot of CRUD in here that I need to move out into a shared space because the commands will be similar. So here's our actual logic. I have to clean up a bit. Jump into our YouTube library file and you can see right here, scroll down, fetch live chat messages. So everything is fetched just directly over HTTPS. It's disgusting. But once we get our stuff, come over here to this fetch messages loop. You can see that I fire off events directly into the socket server, which communicates to the rest of the clients connected, let them know the message. And then we let the browser accessibility API take away TTS. We tweak various things like pitch, rate of readout, and voice selection. You get like hundreds of unique sounding voices for each user. A good time to clean this up, make it easier to debug as well. Let's just make sure that we already have a plugin file created for it. We do not, we'll do that now. Ooh, it is there. Here we go. Call this Kynto Room Twitch controller. Eventually I'll get around to doing absolute pass for my bloody imports and requires. It looks ridiculous. It looks like Twitch's end of things, it's literally just a username string and a message string. So that's clean. We'll know what to expect. How do I want to lay this out? Because this plugin also ties into the room and chat plugin. And I say plugin, that's how it's all laid out, but it's a custom system. Just like to build things a little bit more modularly. Let's see, so this is going to listen to that, be events, and that's listen to. Yeah, let's just do it like that. First thing we want to do is import. Let's see. You get, okay, let's see. Should we move that? Part of the project is in MJS, another part is in CommonJS, so imports are a bit of a mess for Node.js. And it seems like it's going to be that way for quite some time. They didn't make them completely interoperable, which is a pain. Doesn't have to be that way. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start programming this using the API how I want it laid out. Oh, that's good. Just ran out of space on my streaming computer. It's beautiful. Just how I like it. Like I don't have enough problems with Windows. I probably won't be able to restart the bloody thing. Let's carry on here. Every single, oops. Every single room can host a live stream essentially and connect to two different chat service providers. So keep that in mind as I code this. We get a couple of setup properties. We get the room context, we get the server context, and like the global emitter context. So let's take a look over here, see how I set this up. Looks like I set up a couple of custom events. Let's have a quick search for this process input. Where is that being emitted from? Is that being emitted from in here? No. It could just be dead code, but we're about to find out. No, okay. So the chat plugin was emitting that. I think I was probably using that for testing. We don't need that anymore. Now we have one event, YouTube Live, which is kind of the managerial event, which can start, stop, and give status updates in the stream. We'll tie right into that as well. But we'll call it Twitch, obviously. My UX was bloody terrible for managing the YouTube Live, so this will be an opportunity to improve that. There's a missed socket. Let's miss the socket. That's why I like named parameters. Definitely preferable. I got a situation where I use like an emojis React library to basically present emojis on a screen, and they flipped the order of the emoji in the code and just released it as an update, and it ended up breaking stuff just because they switched that order. If they named the parameters, it wouldn't have mattered. I don't see what the benefit was if you're just literally switching the... Hey Pi, so my project is this avatar chat you see at the bottom of the screen. It should be reading your messages out now, but you see you got an avatar created, it creates your little speech bubble. And tonight I'm working on extending that into Twitch as well. So anyone that does chat over there in the future will be able to communicate back and forth with you guys. It all runs through moderation, of course. But the goal is to make a little avatar chat world driven completely by a chat. I also use this to actually compose my streams, like I use WebRTC. Let me share cameras, desktop, all of that. Okay. Let's see what did I do over here. Just directly setting properties. Risky. Let's do it. Should only create this if something happens. We're just basically going to design the interface we want right here. So accept channel name. Do you know how to spell channel? I think I do. What's going on here? Oh. Currently 3:34 in the morning. Oh, that's an excuse. And then we'll also have to pass in our secret token. Then we'll invoke connect method, essentially. Won't catch any errors with that. And it's kind of nice with JS that you can mix and match awaiting promises as well as handling them in the old promise chain. So we'll fire off. Okay, so we need a kind of a status update method. Fire one of those in. Then we're gonna have to pull in a shared library between YouTube and Twitch. It contains all the Kynto relevant commands. And we'll just pass in context if it needs to do anything to the room directly. We'll have that available here, and we'll just dump it in via dependency injection. Okay, so I still need to actually listen to the connection. Or I could just give it a method which it invokes. Basically a callback. For simplicity's sake, we'll just go ahead and do that for right now. And we'll name our parameters here since it's new. And we just essentially destructure them super clean. Alright, so this will be fired. Twitch library side of things. And then we want to see what we did over on YouTube. First off, let's do a generic status update function. This status update will be dispatched to the host of the room. or the one that actually initiated the live stream. Video ID, we'll just pop in the channel name. So that's something we need to track up here. Add a source field. Oh, not super required since we're changing this as well, but we'll add one. A bit cleaner to destructure something like this. That way you have less this littered through your code. Makes it easier to refactor in the future. Okay, let's add some properties here, such as status. Default to update. That'll work. Make sure that the live was active before we terminate it. Nodejs will destroy the Twitch property that contains the initiated instance. So there's two ways we'll verify if a connection is made or was attempted to be made. It's always cleaner to, I find when I'm guarding my functions, just to prevent nesting. Put your escape clauses at the top when possible. Like this, not preferential. This, yes. I'm going to create switch destroy. Back over to YouTube implementation. This one will be marginally cleaner. We won't need any of this crap. Okay, we do need a process input though. Okay, so it looks like I did put a lot of functions in this utils class, which is good. It's just all dumped in YouTube, but we can pull it out. It's less stressful though. What do I call it? So we have to import our database. Don't worry, it's all out of date. Oofed. Oh. Hard coded. Yes, so. That's that. Absolute paths, boys. Why'd you get this junk?
Ninja FTW says why not code in TS?
That's a good question. I've been programming in JavaScript for damn near 2 decades now. Some places TypeScript makes a ton of sense, like typing out RESTful APIs and all that. But I'm comfortable enough with JavaScript that I like rolling with it. What do you build in TypeScript? No, we don't have to. We are going to have our own command processor for Twitch. Just copy this for now. Let's see. That's all we want. Biggest improvement I could probably make is just not using relative paths. Alright, show library done.
I built everything in TS, from backend/front-end applications. I built a trading bot with TS. I used to code in JS, but I realized when the project gets big enough you can run into issues/slows DAO.
Oh yeah. No, types are definitely important. And that sounds like a good application of TypeScript right there. You don't want to confuse a float with a number or something. Curious about your project, that's for sure. Sounds like you've found a way to monetize your coding beyond just working a job, so that's brilliant.
I'm trying to learn a low-level language now like Rust. Looks interesting to me.
Yeah, low-level languages are good, but even if you asked this, you know, like a C++ developer, is your language low-level? Probably say no. Where you want to get is the 6502 assembly. It's about as readable as it gets, I think. Low level. What do you want to build? And something like that. Something with graphics or what? What the f are you doing? Yes,
I want to build something on the terminal or get into embedded systems. Just for fun.
I recommend you pick up bloody Commodore. It's what got me trying to understand. Like, I know I had no chance in hell in understanding how a computer actually properly works in the modern sense of things. But go back 40 odd years and it's a little bit more understandable. Have you played around with Arduino and likes that yet?
My daily stand-up is in 15 minutes, gotta go now, bye. We'll come back later. Good
Appreciate
chat.
you. Take it easy, Ninja. Make sure you're subscribed. I think you are, though. That's right. So we're just going to have this directly called. So we're going to pass that in. And we create a Twitch instance. Pass it in here. We're going to switch over for a second. Start making this look like what we want. Push that stuff down. Start running the class. Kill it if there's no default. Our client's essentially a WebSocket. Passing an array of channels, even though we're just passing one. Set up our callbacks, essentially. Just do it all in here. Put a disconnect method. This is why I avoided callbacks. Whatever. Oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna do work today, fuck's sake. It's so much simpler than the YouTube implementation. Way less likely to bug out, be a nightmare. God. Let's register our stupid callbacks. Also be easier to send messages to the chat. Through YouTube, you have to request different bloody API, post to that. And I spent a bunch of time trying to get that working. By the time you track down how to do it, it turns out it doesn't work in your case.
EP says hi.
Hey, what's up, EP? How are you doing? Thanks for testing out the avatar chat tonight. Okay.
I'm good, you?
Not too bad. Happy the weekend's coming up. So I guess I'm really happy about that, but stressed out about what I got to do at work today, as usual.
Keep up the good work, mate. Beaming face with smiling eyes.
That's much appreciated, but make sure you're subscribed, EP. Definitely helps us out. Dogs, I got my old dog here sitting on my feet and she's shivering because she's sitting in front of the fan. Come on, out of here for your own safety.
Night Owl says hello bro, what is the tech stack?
Hey Night Owl, welcome. So working in Node.js right now. Do a Twitch integration to get the same chat working we have for YouTube for that, but front end is React, WebGL, Canvas, and WebRTC. Make heavy use of all of that.
Great, why the orientation is portrait?
Ah, that's a good question. So it's a tiny YouTube channel. I found one of the only ways you could get any sort of views on here is to kind of show up in the shorts feed, and to do that we have to do portrait. Although I've been doing this for a wee while now, I'm kind of tempted to see if anyone would still come on if we did it horizontal again, so you can have a full screen view. Oh. Let's maintain connection with Twitch chat this entire time. Guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but okay. So we still have to inject all the chat messages into the room and create them in Avatar, if you don't have one already. So I did that for YouTube. I want to use this opportunity to do it cleaner for Twitch. That's super simple. Looks like I already have a clean method to do that. If I scroll up, though, when do I create the letter? That's right. I'm gonna have to modify this for Twitch because for YouTube usernames I put like YT underscore and then the username. That won't work for here. So we'll have to pass that in. Good thing about name parameters is you can have a nice wee default and you don't break any existing logic. So we'll put what? Prepend. Yeah, let's do that. What is that? Maybe I'll pull that. Strange. Wait a second. Let's put it now. Right, I think that'll do it for tonight. I'm gonna have to try and sleep, or yeah, got work. Right, cheers for checking in tonight. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video, even though I'm going off. Helps us when we come on next time. As you can see, the couple of folks that showed up tonight asked questions about the code. I appreciate that.
Bantuba Thebea says it's daytime in South Africa.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm out here in Florida, and it's 4:26 a.m. I'm already quite a night owl. When I'm left on devices, it gets a bit out of control. Enjoy your day there. I hope the weather's good. Here you're probably going into winter now, right? Probably in there already. Appreciate the like. Do too bad tonight. All right. Back to winding it down.
Thanks, good night, bro.
Appreciate you, buddy. You have a good one. Cheers for stopping in.